Hello, everyone, and welcome to Student Hub Live. You're here with Rob Moore in the Study Shack, and this is the end of Freshers Week. Hopefully, you've had a good time hearing all about the OU and what you're going to be studying. So tonight's just a bit of fun. We're here just to relax and play a few games and meet a few people. But also, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your stories. What is it that you've picked up this week? What is it that you're excited about? What is it that perhaps you're still a little bit nervous about? But most of all, we want to hear the fun that you've had so far this week. So we've got a load of guests with us today. So on the chat, we've got Kat, and Kat is going to be answering all of your questions. If you were with us yesterday, you will have seen Kat giving a quick rundown of her studies, because Kat's a student as well. And Kat is our star who looks after all of our study buddies. So hopefully you saw our study buddies looping round and our pictures of our pets. Then we've got two other people with me today. We've got Heidi and we've got Rafa. Hi, guys. Say hello.
Hello.
So Rafa works with us in Student Hub Live, and he's the one that tries to keep me under control. So you can see he's had to put a lot of colour on that hair. I've sent him grey over the last 12 months. And hopefully you recognise Heidi, who's been looking after you all week. So great to have you with us, Heidi. And we've also got a very special guest. I live down here in Leicestershire, and then in the wood at the bottom of my garden, there's an auk nest. And we've managed to get one of the auks to come in and join us today. So give us a wave, Dan Shack. There we go. And Dan Shack's going to be looking after some of our games as we go through. So before we get into the games, Heidi, who have we got in the audience? Who's joined us tonight? And what are they talking about already?
Super busy already in the chat. I'm struggling to keep up a little bit, actually, if I'm honest, Rob. So if you're finding the same on the chat, there's a little pin on the top right-hand side. So feel free to click on that and it will slow the chat down for you. That's really handy. Like I said, I use that one all the time. So my name is Heidi, and as Rob said, I'm going to be supporting him with tonight's show, and I'm going to be feeding in lots of your questions and your comments directly across to Rob. I studied with the OU myself. I did all of my undergraduate with the Open University over the course of 6 years, and then fell in love with the OU and came to work here, and I'm now Alumni Engagement Manager. So it's so lovely to have you with us tonight. There's loads of different ways that you can get in touch with us. Now, obviously, the most obvious one is you can put all of your comments and queries in the chat. If you would prefer to send us something a bit more lengthy, or you want to speak to us about the show, you can also email us. So one of my colleagues is going to put the email address in the chat right now, and you can drop us an email. You'll notice that on screen, there's something called a widget, and we'd love to know where you're joining us from. If you're in the UK, you can pinpoint exactly where it is where you're joining us from this evening. And there's going to be tons of great widgets that you can play around with throughout the show. So I really encourage you to engage with them and get involved. We're going to want to hear your stories throughout the evening. So we're going to be looking to find out what inspired you to join the Open University, what degree you're working towards, and for what purpose, what your long-term goal is. And then, as I mentioned, if you've got any questions at all for us, feel free to ask them. It's not so much a training session, this one. If you joined us for our other Freshers events this week, this is going to be a little bit more informal, a bit more relaxed. This social is just going to be really fun. So I'm going to say some specific hellos to people this evening. So Emma put a lovely message in the chat. So Emma's obviously been to previous events, and she said, Heidi, will your gorgeous puppy be on the screen? So I'm not sure if you can see behind me, but this is Martha, and she's a bit famous on Student Hub Live because she's always with me in the background. I've got two dogs, but one of them is too scared. Whenever I wheel my chair, she quickly runs out the room, whereas Martha would just sleep through a thunderstorm. So she'll be in the background and probably flailing her legs around at some point. We've got some first timers here tonight. So Alison, Jodie and Maria, it's their first time to a Student Hub Live event. So welcome to all of you. It's so lovely to have you with us. We've got Tassie Faith, which is a name I know well. You've been to many events. Lovely to have you with us, Tassie Faith. You're joining us from a very wet Carmarthenshire. We've got Cristiano joining us from Italy. We've got Hewer from Northern Iraq. Natalie's joining us from Sutton in Ashfield in the UK. And we've got Sylvie from Luxembourg. Now, I'm very, very impressed with Sylvie because Sylvie is currently on a bus traveling from Frankfurt to Luxembourg and is tuned in to Student Hub Live and is listening, presumably with the headphones on. So it's great to have you with us, Sylvie. And then Pauline says, hello, everyone. Just had my hair done thick, full of snow in Yorkshire. So I think what Pauline's saying is she's just had loads of snow pouring down on her. So hopefully you're warming up,
Yes.
Pauline. So great to have you with us and enjoy the show.
Oh, thank you, Heidi. That's great. And we're just below the snow line here in Leicestershire, so it's only about 15 miles up the M1, and it starts to get a little bit slippy. So if you're suffering from that, hopefully you'll be okay. So we're going to do a few games as we go through tonight, and the first one, it's my version of Where's Wally, and it's called Where's Bobby. And the idea of this game is I'm going to share my screen with you, and you've got to tell me where you think I actually am. And the way we want you to do this is there's a widget that pops up. It's a word cloud. Now, the word cloud asks you to put 3 guesses in, or 3 words in. But we only want you to put 1 guess in. So what we want you to do is put your guess in, followed by the second one is a full stop, and then the next guess is a comma. And that way we'll just get your guess. So when I share my screen, you'll notice a picture of me, and I'll be standing in front of a landmark. So we're going to see if you can figure out where that landmark is, and then we're going to give you a little, a minute or so to have a look at the, put the answer in, and then we'll come back and tell you where it is. So let's start with the screen share. Okay. So where's Bobby? And we've got the first one. So where do you think I am? So if we could have Heidi next to the picture as well, because that's much better than just looking at me, I've got to say. So where do you think I am? So start filling out the word cloud. So put your guess in, followed by a full stop and a comma, and we'll see where we're getting. So Heidi, where do you think I am? And also, if you've been to this place, tell us about it in the chat box. This should be a fairly easy one.
Well, I can cheat because I can see on the screen. I can see our producers put the answer up, so I'm not going to say out loud what I think it is. Where I think.
Oh, that's not the answer. That's the word cloud, and that's wrong. So the first guess on the screen is wrong. So keep guessing. Oh, yes. We might need to put my picture back bigger if. So somebody guessed Cambridge. No, it's not Cambridge. Okay, we're getting some better guesses. Okay. That's better. We can see your guesses coming up now. And yes, the first one, the first one. Hopefully you all got it. And just pop the answer back up. Westminster in London. Okay, so let's have another go. That was an easy one. Well, I thought it was an easy one. I don't think we've had Cambridge before. So right, next one. Where's this one? And this will be a blast from the past. Where is this? So we've reset the word cloud, and you should be able to see. That's it. Take 3 guesses. So 1 guess. So this one's a little bit more further afield. I would love to say these were all live photographs, that I actually went out and I went to these places, but no, this is the same. I don't wear the same tie everywhere I go. So this is me traveling, not traveling around, just my pictures traveling. Okay, so how are we getting on with the guesses? Don't know, have we got any more at the minute? Wait to see what you're saying. So Rafa, have you any idea whether you don't have to give the answer? Do you know where this is?
I think I do. Yeah.
I
think it's somewhere to the west of Britain. Would that be correct?
No. The exact
so I don't
opposite, in
know where
fact.
Okay.
Okay, have we got some answers? Oh, Paris, Cardiff, London, Kenya. No, nobody's got this one. Okay, then let's have another look at the picture. And the answer is it's the Bird's Nest Stadium in Beijing.
Yeah, nowhere
Ah,
near.
nowhere near. Definitely not west of Britain, Rafa. Okay, let's have another go.
I was gonna guess Cardiff, but it's not Cardiff.
Okay, so we've got another one now. So just wait till the word cloud is cleared and then have another guess. And remember, one guess followed by a full stop, followed by a comma. Where's this and which city is it in? Okay. Wait and see. So do you know this one, Heidi? It's the little bit over the shoulder is what you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm really rubbish. Well, with the skyscraper, possibly, perhaps New York. I'm going to guess New York.
Okay.
Someone's put Dallas here.
Dallas, good guess.
Or Sydney. That's an option as well. Sydney. No one got
Okay.
Beijing for the last one.
No, that was.
Manhattan.
I think that was one of the time. You know, I wonder how many of our guests were actually around in the Beijing Olympics. Oh, it still seems so fresh to us oldies.
Yeah, New York. That seems to be the general consensus.
New York.
What's the answer?
Absolutely. And the answer is, of course, it's the Chrysler Building in New York. So everybody who said New York, well done. We've got some tricky ones coming up now. Mind you, I thought some of you found those tricky. What about this one? This one's not tricky. Where's this one?
I know that one. I've climbed that.
Oh, you've climbed that one. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Do you recognise it, Rafa?
What do you mean you've climbed it? I know where it is, but you climbed it, Heidi?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
you can take tours to climb it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Wow.
Yeah. And if you don't pay
amazing
the
views.
fee, you get a paintbrush to paint it while you're up there. Okay. Any ideas? So what sort of guesses are we getting?
Oh, so we've had... now someone's saying San Francisco. I wouldn't have said San Francisco. I don't think that's the Golden Gate. I've been over that as well, but we've also
it's not the Golden Gate.
No, not that.
Wait for a few more guesses. It's going to populate a little bit more.
Tyne Bridge.
So these are places I would love to go. Oh, Sydney's getting bigger. Okay.
Someone said Brooklyn. Brooklyn Bridge.
Brooklyn, not quite. So let's give you the answer then. And the answer is Sydney. So when did you go climb over Sydney Harbour Bridge?
That was a while ago now I did it. Yeah, when I went on holiday and got to climb up it, and they just they give you this very ugly grey boiler suit and a cap, and then they hook you on and then you climb to the top and then they take a photo of you and you're all sweaty and tired. But it was a great experience, beautiful views, very good leg workout as well, highly recommended.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah. So here's somewhere I actually did go, though this picture isn't actually me there, but this is somewhere I did go. So let's see if you can have a guess at this one. So we'll clear the widget again, and remember, give us your guess. Should I give you a clue? This one's actually a 2-word answer, so you might need to hyphenate it or use the 2 words. Oh, somebody's done that very cleverly. So not quite, but it was a good guess. Is it a good guess if it's the exact opposite? I don't know. We will find out in a minute. So there we go. John O'Groats or Land's End. Yeah, more of you are getting in with Land's End. That's what we like to see. So absolutely, it's Land's End. So here we go. And we got a little story from when we were at Land's End. We used to have a little Westie, a little dog called Maisie. And we went for the day to Land's End, and as we got out of the car, she started whinging a little bit. When we looked, she'd been stung on the foot by a bee. So poor little dog, she couldn't walk properly. So we got our big pink beach bag out of the car, and we carried her all around the walk on Land's End, and she loved it. She sat there with her little head stuck out over the top, looking around and really feeling like she was important. But I mean, she was fine. After an hour or so, she was trotting around having a great time. But she loved the bag. She loved sitting in the beach bag. Okay, so next one then. Where's this one? The City of Love. Where's this? So see how many of you can get this.
There are some people saying this is too hard and I'm terrible at this game, but I think you just gave them a fantastic clue there. So hopefully no one can complain this one's too tricky.
I may have given them a fantastic clue, or I may have actually steered them in the wrong direction.
You might have thrown them. All right. Yeah, Richard's saying this game is unfair. Sorry, Richard.
So think what's
It is
coming
quite
out the
tricky.
top of my head. That's the thing to look at. It's not a hat. That's it. Some fell for my cunning plan. So it, yeah, because as you will see when it comes over, it's not actually Paris. It's the Blackpool Tower. Blackpool, the city of love. That's what we like. Oh, what about this one? What can we see in the background over my shoulders? Can we get a guess on this one? So, we'll be moving on to other games in a minute, don't worry. So what can you see over my shoulders? There's a couple of clues
I have a
there.
question. Is
Yes, go for
that
it.
somewhere in the African continent?
Is it somewhere in the African continent, or is it somewhere pretending to be in the African continent? That's the question.
Ah.
So let's see what sort of guesses we've got on this then. Oh, I'm still seeing Paris. That's probably not right. Egypt. Oh, good guess. So it looks like a pyramid. And Staines. Oh, I like that. I've got to get to Staines if this is what you see in Staines. Well, I can tell you now the correct answer is up there now. Okay, Heidi, what do you think?
I personally think it might be the Louvre in Paris, but just looking at what some people are saying. So Samantha's saying Las Vegas, and then Samantha has guessed Egypt. Yeah, I think it's the Louvre though.
Okay, well, you're not right, Heidi.
Oh.
It's actually Las Vegas. So it's the
Well done,
pyramid.
Samantha. Yay.
Absolutely. I'm pleased that when these
That's
aren't so
Egypt in
easy.
disguise.
Egypt in
Yeah, that's a good-
disguise.
Yeah.
And this is the last one you'll be glad to know. Where am I standing in front of here?
Oh, I know that one.
You
Yeah,
know
that's an
that
easy one for us. I was there today.
Yeah.
I know where that is.
There today. You flew all the way from America today. Well done. So what am I standing in front of there? So very easy for Rafa and Heidi, this one. So you don't need. I knew you'd have to have one that was easy for you to get today, Heidi. Actually, yeah, we got a couple of people who've got it right, which is excellent. So, and somebody fell into the trap. I always like it when somebody falls into the trap. And maybe for those of you who are brand new, you wouldn't recognise that, but that's Walton Hall. That's actually the building in the centre of the OU campus in Milton Keynes. So those of you who said Milton Keynes or Walton Hall, excellent. So really good job there. And so brilliant. Well done, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my little tour around the world in Where's Bobby. We're going to have another go now. I know for a fact all of these were taken on Earth. Well, there you go, Richard. I can't argue with that at all. And if you write that in your assignment, my feedback will be absolutely correct, but needs a little bit more specific detail. So put my tutor hat on for a minute. So now we're going to try another game. And Dasrak's going to have a go at Auctionery. So we're going to look over, and what we want you to do now, similar rules. We want you to fill out the word cloud with the answer. And this time we're looking for Disney films. So if there are 2 words in the Disney film title or more, it's up to 3 words, you can put the 3 words in. But if you think it's just 1 word, just put a full stop or a comma for the extra words, because you have to make 3 entries. So there will be 1, 2, or 3 words in the answer. Okay then, and Dashrak, let's have a go at the first picture. So which Disney film is being drawn here? Okay. So I know that Rafa and Heidi, you don't know the answer to this. Okay. What guesses have we got from you, Ty? Is it Beauty and the Beast? Is that Mrs. Potts? What are we guessing on the word cloud?
I'm just glad I'm not doing the drawing, Rob.
That's much better than my drawings, I've got to say.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite shocking to see that an orc draws better than I do.
So Heidi, what are people guessing at the moment?
I'm just having a look. So people are saying Aladdin. Or we had somebody say Frozen, but on the whole, Aladdin. We've got different spellings, lots of different spellings of Aladdin, which are throwing things slightly. But I think people have done pretty well on that one.
Oh, I like that one. Really noisy most of the time, Aladdin. Frozen. That must be iced tea. Excellent.
How do we actually spell it then, Rob? What's the exact spelling of Aladdin?
I'm assuming my piece of paper is correct. Aladdin is how we think it's spelled.
Most people have spelled it correctly, yeah.
Yes, so hopefully that we'll go with the mass. We'll go with the big one. So that's the first one. So we're just going to replace the paper, and then we're going to have a go at the second one. So same thing again. Once the word cloud is clear, you can have a look. And I've got to say, I can see the answer to this, and I'm really interested to see how Dashrat's going to draw this one.
I'm glad the orc got this task and not me, because I would have been absolutely useless.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so here we go.
Thing.
Okay. What have we got here? Ooh. Right. So what are we seeing? We're seeing Wurzel Gummidge with a shepherd's crook. That's looking good. Okay. And I think we need to leave a little bit longer if you get the answers in, because I think there might be a bit of a lag with the word cloud. So we'll give you a little longer to answer this one. So yeah, which Disney film is this? Is it The Nightmare Before Christmas? I don't know. What do you like?
In the chat, Richard's just guessed Avatar.
Avatar. Okay.
Yeah, we've got to guess Avatar.
And while you're in the chat, you can always tell us what your favourite Disney film is and why. So, Rafa, have you got a favourite Disney film?
I do indeed. My favorite Disney film has always been The Lion King, the original one, not the remake, because the remake was offensive.
The original one.
Die-hard fan of the original one, yeah. So yeah,
Oh.
Lion King is great, particularly the soundtrack. It's amazing.
Absolutely. So no, it's got a great soundtrack. Heidi, what sort of guesses have we got so far?
So we've got Moana. That seems to be the most popular one at the moment. That's a really brilliant film. And then we've got others. Oh, Shrek. Yeah, Shrek. Nemo. So Finding Nemo. Don't think it looks like a fish to me.
Okay.
But, what else we've
So
got? Red Riding Hood. Dog in a hat. I've never heard of
Well,
these.
I think if we flick back to the picture, I think we're right. I think the group is correct. It's Moana. That's obviously the
Is
Dwayne
it
Johnson. No, was it Dwayne Johnson in Moana?
Yeah, he was in Moana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
It
It's
was
the
the
Dwayne
toy.
Johnson character with the Hulk, the semi-god. Excellent. Okay, so we'll have a go at the next one. We've got a couple more to do. Dashrak's so ambitious with these films. I look down and think, oh, how are you going to do that one? But we will see how this one goes. We're ready for the next picture now. Okay, so which Disney film is this? Chalk's running out.
It's a disappearing pen.
It's the magic of Disney.
Chalk doesn't write upwards. Ooh,
Oh, I know that one, I think.
you know that one. So try going over that again, Dashrak, just to make it a bit. Oh, I think we're trying to get some extra light on. So while people are answering that, then Heidi, what's your favourite Disney film and why?
That's an easy one. The Little Mermaid. I used to watch that all the time when I was younger, and I loved that. I haven't watched the latest one actually, and I must do that. But yeah, definitely The Little Mermaid. I used to sing all the songs to my son when he was little, when he was a baby. Obviously, he won't let me do that now because he's a big teenager, and he'd probably pick me up and move me to another room if I started doing that. But yeah, I love The Little Mermaid.
Oh,
It makes me
yeah.
very happy.
That's,
It's the same as my wife's.
oh, excellent.
Yeah.
The remake with Melissa McCarthy is really funny. Melissa McCarthy plays the witch. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
Ursula.
funny.
Yeah.
Ursula,
Ursula,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And she's brilliant
so
in
what
the
are we-
role, by the way.
Oh, she does it so well. So well. Okay then, Heidi, what sort of guesses are we getting?
Yeah, so Fantasia, that seems to be the most popular one. Mickey Mouse. We've got
Mhm.
Sorcerer's Apprentice. Oh, we've got a few saying Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah.
Invisible Man. But
Okay.
yeah, Fantasia's still the number one.
Okay, and absolutely, if we flick back to, I think the group is getting the right answer here. It's Fantasia, and you're right though. It is Mickey Mouse, and he is playing the character from The Sorcerer's Apprentice. So, quite a lot of answers there that were really close. We'll make this the last one of these then. So one more to come. And see how we go. I must admit, I saw Fantasia on there. I thought, how on earth do you draw Fantasia? I'm so glad on this side of the desk, not the other side, the study shack, where all the action's going on. So we're ready for the last one then. Definitely one talented orc. Absolutely. Though what you can't see here are all the fantastic Dungeons and Dragons models that are all over the house, painted in minute detail. We perhaps should have brought some of those to come. Oh, there we go. That's it. Which Disney film is that? So have a go at filling that in again. If it's
Well done, Desiree. That's really good.
absolutely great job.
You made people's lives much easier.
So my favourite Disney film, and it's much to my wife's disgust, is the says Ian, he's forgotten the proper name of it now. It's that sword, not the Sword in the Stone one. It's the Black Cauldron, and my kids absolutely love that one. and I think it's one of the darkest Disney films they made, and it's a very old one. But yes, we love watching The Black Cauldron.
It's not old, Rob. It's vintage.
It's vintage. Yeah, vintage from my early 20s, but absolutely.
Very vintage.
Yes, yeah. So we all love a good Disney film, and yeah, absolutely. So we've got some good guesses, Heidi. So a couple of different options.
So Tangled is coming out as number 1 at the moment, and then Rapunzel is second. So yeah, Tangled is the remake, isn't it, of Rapunzel? So I guess it technically could be either. What's the actual answer?
It's Tangled is the answer, but it's the story of Rapunzel. So the name of the film is Tangled. So that's the correct answer. But we will give a worthy shout out to Rapunzel because that's a fairly good option. Actually, I think we have got time for one more. So because you're doing so well on this, and mainly because I've just noticed what the next one is. And I will be amazed if you get this one, because I don't know how I would draw it, and I don't know how I would guess this one. So let's have one more on here. Okay.
Just while that's being drawn, I just wanted to share. So Maria put a brilliant comment in here saying, it says a lot when it turns out I'm much better at guessing Disney films than geography. I like that one.
Oh, yes. That looks like that picture I drew of you, Rafa, the fluffy donkey.
Yeah, that does look like me, yeah.
So which Disney film's got a fluffy donkey in it? So what other comments have we got at the moment, Heidi, while we're getting the word cloud completed? What else is being said?
I really like this one from Lisa. It made me smile. So Lisa had to go and put the baby back to sleep, and Lisa's just come back, and now she's very confused as to what's going on. And then we had a question earlier from Richard that said, Heidi, I'm really lost. Is that a costume that the drawer is wearing? So I think for those people that have perhaps joined us a bit later, who don't quite know what's going on, they think, what on earth is happening right now?
This is Dashrak, one of our 2 tame orcs, who is here to look after us and to join in with the session. So doing a little bit of auctionery just as one of the games to play. Now, not that I'm giving away any spoilers here, but don't go too early because we've got another game coming up later called Orc Does Dad Dancing. And Dashrak is going to be doing some well-known dances, and you'll have to guess them later. So if you sign out early, you're going to miss the dancing orc. Right. So what answers are we getting from here? So I think my dodgy clue about the fluffy donkey put a few people off. So what we seeing,
Shrek
Heidi?
seems to be Shrek seems to be the most popular one at the moment. And then we've got someone's put Barbie. Someone's put Emperor's New
Barbie?
Groove. Yeah. A few people saying Emperor's New Groove. So it's between Shrek and the Emperor's New Groove, I think, at the moment.
So what would your guess be, Heidi?
Well, I'm totally cheating. I would have said Shrek because of obviously Donkey, but now I'm looking at it. I think it is the Emperor's New Groove.
Yes. Yeah. So it's the llama.
It's too fluffy for Donkey.
It was a llama. So
a llama.
A llama. Yes. So excellent. Well done, guys. That was brilliant and some great guesses. Go on. We will do the last one. Only because Dashrak thought I was about to sit down and take a break. Can't be having that. Got to keep these orcs on their toes. And find another piece of paper.
Pauline says the orc is scary.
No. The orc cooks a great chili, I'll tell you that. There we go. Hopefully the the chalk will continue to write.
This is
So
a very
this is
talented orc. It can draw, it can cook. It's amazing.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. So last one. This is definitely the last one on the list now. Then I was impressed with those who got the Emperor's New Groove. Yeah, the orc does have lovely hair, definitely. What we haven't got in the study shack is the swords, the spears, and the shield. Those are all in the garage. We have to keep those under lock and key. Ah, now, really good drawing. But can you guess which Disney film it is? What we're looking at. So have a look at the word cloud once you've got a chance to add to it. Yeah, I don't think I would have got it from that. I can get it because I can see the answer. Okay. Bugs Bunny. What other ones are we getting, Heidi?
Yeah, so Hoodwinked, Pokemon, Zootropolis. Yes, it could well be Zootropolis. That's such a
I
good
love that movie.
actually.
Ah. See, this is the power of the word cloud, because even if you haven't got a clue, you can have a sneaky look and see if you were inspired.
Samantha
Does,
says, "Can we find out what the orc's favourite Disney film is?" I don't think we can hear the orc speak, can we? Do you know, Rob? Do you know what the orc's favourite Disney film is?
What's the orc? Oh, it's this one. It is.
Oh, it's
And
this one. Okay.
the answer to this one, and yes, there are actually two answers, and they're both up there. So you can refer to either as Zootropolis or Zootopia. Both of those would be acceptable. And yes, this is why we had to get to the end. The orc's favourite film, Disney film, is Zootropolis. So well done, Dajarak. Excellent and brilliant drawing skills. You can grab a drink now and get ready for your dancing that's coming up in a few minutes' time. So hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. Little bit of fun. Let's see. Ooh, I froze for a minute then, so we've come back again. So hopefully you've enjoyed the game so far. Let us know what your favourite party game is as well, because we do these quite regularly. We like to come and have some games with you and play some quizzes. So let us know the sorts of things that you think could work here. We're always on the lookout for a good game to play. Talking of which, Rafa, our star, is going to do his very own quiz now. And his quiz is, it's all Portuguese to me. So, Rafa, why are we doing It's All Portuguese to Me?
Well, I think this could be fun. Portuguese is my native language. I'm originally from Brazil. And we thought it could be fun to, ask you guys some questions in Portuguese, along the lines of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? So the quiz will have the question and the four alternatives on the screen, all in Portuguese. And then you get the chance to try and guess what the question is about and what the right answer could be. So, yeah, let's see how it goes.
Okay, so let's see if this works. Let's see.
I think we could go to the first question, yeah?
Yep, so the first question, and hopefully it's on there.
Yes.
Okay.
So you will see on your screen the first question, and I'll read it out loud for you to know what it sounds like, and you can start taking guesses. Em que você focaria se estudasse astronomia? Em que você focaria se estudasse astronomia? So alternative A is mar, alternative B, signos, alternative C, estrelas, alternative D, países. So what do you think the question is about. I think it tends to be easy because there's a word there that's
Oh,
based in Greek. I think originally it's a Greek word, and it's quite similar to the English word. So that might give you an idea of the what the question is about.
and of course, you can answer these in the widget. So if you look at the widget, you should be able to vote. And yeah, so most people are going for, which one is it?
Letter C, I think, 45%.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be estrelas. Okay, what we're going to do next is we're going to actually show you the question and the answers, the alternatives in English. So, like magic, they're going to show on your screen now. If you could please show the Rob's shared screen.
That's it.
There you go. So, what would you focus on if you studied astronomy? You see, astronomy derives from the originally from Greek, and has to do with stars, doesn't it? So Mar, the first alternative, would translate into C. Alternative B, Cygnus, star signs, the zodiac signs, and D, countries, países. C, estrelas. Estrelas translates for stars. So that's the correct answer. So whoever gets C,
39%.
gets it right. Well done. Well done.
Okay.
Right. Are we ready for the second question now?
Second question.
Yeah. Heidi, I have a question for you just before we go to the second question.
Yeah.
Did people find it hard in the chat? Did they say if it's hard or easy? How's it
People are
going
having
so
good
far?
guesses. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're putting their guesses in there. So yeah, it's lots of people saying C in the chat as well. So
Okay.
I think it's
Cool.
yeah,
Brilliant.
finding it all right.
So that was an easy one. For starters, that was an easy one. Let's see how you do on the second one. Right. So the second question is: qual desses objetos não é uma fruta? Qual desses objetos não é uma fruta? Letter A, maçã. Letter B, laranja. Letter C, repolho. Letter D, uva. So let's see what we have there.
Sorry.
Okay, so we have 60, around 60% for B, laranja. Right, okay.
We're getting B in the chat as well. James says B. We've got Emily says B. Lee says B. Justine says B. So and
I am
Pauline
very
as well.
curious to know what the rationale behind the choice is. Could anybody on the chat say, "Oh, I chose B because"? I'd love to know because that's interesting. I will say
I'd have probably
that
gone
letter
B, to be honest.
Y. Can you explain
Why?
What would make you go with Y? Yeah.
Because we like
with
oranges.
B, sorry.
And we
Because
recognise
like
the
orange.
word.
Oh, okay.
It's a
cool.
word we
And why?
recognise. I think laranja, I recognise that as, whereas the others I don't necessarily recognise what they are. So familiarity, just plump for
Okay,
something.
let me give you a hint then. In the question, you will see that there is a word there, which is não. So the N-A-O, that stands for no. So we're looking for an object that is not a fruit. So shall we see the translation of the question and the alternatives?
It's still orange.
Not a fruit. Come on, Rob. Last time I checked, orange was a fruit.
Oh,
Okay, so
okay.
we will agree that cabbage is not a fruit, right? So letter C was correct in this case.
So
Nice.
only 4% of people got that one right.
Yes, I got that one. Yes. Right.
Alison got it
Ready for
right.
it?
Alison got the question spot on as well and wrote it in the
Oh,
chat.
well done.
Which of these objects is not a fruit? So well done, Alison.
Brilliant.
I did ask if anyone can speak Portuguese. No one said they could, but I wonder if you can, Alison. So well done with that one.
Well done,
Brilliant.
Alison. Well done. Very good guess. Or maybe she didn't guess. Maybe they knew the answer. Right. Are we ready for question 3?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, the third question is: em qual cômodo da casa normalmente não se encontra uma TV? Em qual cômodo da casa normalmente não se encontra uma TV? Alternative A, banheiro. Alternative B, sala. Alternative C, quarto. Alternative D, cozinha. So, Rob, what do you think? What do you think the question is about?
I think it's got something to do with rooms in a house, and TV is the giver of. Unless Portuguese has got a very different meaning for TV, I'm having a guess that it's got something to do with TVs. And there's that word again you mentioned before, the neo, which means not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm guessing which Comodo de Casa, which stateroom in your castle do you normally not encounter?
Yeah,
Uma's
yeah, okay,
telly,
you're doing well.
Uma's TV. And I would guess. So a quarter, a quattro. Is that shed? Is that like a study shack? A quartro. So I'm
Quarto,
guessing.
no.
So I'm guessing it's something to do with the room. So
Yeah,
cozinha.
Cozinha, yeah.
I'm guessing one of them is going to be a bedroom. One of them is going to be a
Okay.
bathroom.
Yeah.
So I would probably go to Quarto.
Okay. Okay.
Quarto.
You would not
So
get it
but
right.
nobody
sorry.
agrees with me. Only 6 people
Yeah,
agree. 6% agree with me. So I'm probably
Yeah.
wrong.
Mirasol does. Mirasol agrees. Yeah, Mirasol. I'm just having a look in the chat as well
Right.
to see who else was agree. Yeah, we've got lots of conversations going on. People asking questions. Someone said this is more fun than Duolingo. so everyone's learning.
Okay.
I'm glad they
So
like it.
let's.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I've now read it in English, and I can't answer it.
Yeah?
So let's.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in which room of the house would you normally not find a TV? So
And-
I've seen TVs in the lounge. I've seen TVs in the bedroom. I've seen TVs in the kitchen, but I don't think I've
They
seen
make special
TV.
TVs for the bathroom. You can have a TV in your shower. I've been to
Yeah,
hotels
but
where you can.
you said it yourself. There's special TV, so it's not a usual thing, right?
So it's not normal. But then again,
Yes,
we
yeah.
work for the OU, so not normal is normal. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, so I think Mirasol asked on the chat if banheiro is toilet or bathroom. In Portuguese, in Portuguese, it's the same. It's the same word for both. So if you go to the banheiro, you can either go to the place where you take a shower or a bath, or it's simply a toilet. Yeah. So
brilliant.
well, so the correct
Well
answer was
done.
letter A in this case. Yeah.
Letter A, bathroom. So 24% of you got that. So any comments on who got that right, Heidi?
I'm just having a look. So Emily asked, "Is A bathroom?" So yes. So Emily asked that question, and that was spot on. And Mirasol as well. Yeah. So yeah, we've got a few people in here that have said A. Gregory said A as well. So well
Do we
done,
have any
Gregory.
Spanish speakers on the chat?
Yes, Alison speaks a bit of Spanish, and it was Emma earlier that made the comment about it being like Duolingo. So yes, And I think, yeah, so Natasha also knows a little bit of Spanish. So I think
Good,
that's helping
good.
a little bit.
Yeah, it does. You see, cozinha in Portuguese is cocina in Spanish, and kitchen in English. So they're similar. Cuarto, cuarto, and bedroom. So yeah, very different from English, but they sound the same, and they're spelled the same, quite similar in Spanish and Portuguese. So okay, the next one is particularly challenging, I think.
There's not a lot to
Question
go on here.
Yeah. So, o que é Turquia? That's a
It's a
tricky
very
question,
British
eh?
question, though, isn't it? So
Yeah.
where do
Yeah.
we queue
I
up?
don't know, maybe.
Everywhere. Um, but
Okay, so
Yeah.
option A, comida. Option B, animal. Option C, país. Option D, ave.
oof.
O que é Turquia? So, any guesses on what Turkey? Heidi, what do you think the question is?
I haven't got a clue, unfortunately. I should have brought my sister along
Come on.
because my sister speaks fluent Portuguese because my brother-in-law is Portuguese, so she learnt it so that she could raise my niece as being bilingual. So she's ended up, I
Right.
think, speaking better Portuguese than her husband now. So yeah, I should have brought my sister, but I haven't got a clue, not a clue.
Ugh.
Okay.
See, my first guess was, where is Turkey? So I was expecting an answer to do that, but that doesn't seem to fit with any of the answers. So I'm a bit lost. So I'm guessing, what is Turkey?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and
What is
Christmas
Turkey?
dinner's not on the list.
No.
So,
Well, you do have food as one of the options.
Oh, okay. So
you do
okay,
have
so
food as one of
what
the
could it
options.
be?
You do have bird as another option.
So is pays like in French the country, a country?
País is, yes,
País.
país is exactly that, country. That's how we say country in Portuguese.
So now, is Turkey, is it a turkey like the animal, or is it Turkey the country? And I think that's the same question that people voting have got, because it's split between those two. So
so it's either an animal or a country. Okay, so shall we see the translation of the question and the translation to the alternatives?
Ooh,
there you go.
Do you know what? That is really good, because you could have gone for any of those four. So well done with that one, Rafa. I think that's a really good question.
Glad you like it. So there's an interesting thing about this one. So Turquia in Portuguese is actually how you call what the country Turkey is called. So Turquia is a country in Portuguese, although it does sound similar to the word turkey as in the bird. Like in English, it's the same word for both the name of the country and the bird. There's a curious fact about that, though. In Portuguese, we don't have Turkey the same as the name of the country being the same name of the bird. We have Peru. So Peru in Portuguese means the bird turkey. So it's a different country that we have for the same name of the bird. So what you have as Turkey the country, we have Peru as the country. So Peru means Turkey in Portuguese. So just a fun fact there.
Excellent. So the answer is C, the country.
The answer is country.
Heidi, how many people got that correct? Do we?
Well, so Lisa's just said yay, but then she said a guess paid off. Lol. So I think
guess
Lisa just
paid off.
went with any of them, which is fair enough. So Sylvie said C, Justine said C, Emily said C. Emily got that one right again. Lee said C as well. So we've got a few people getting it right in the chat.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Well done, guys. Well
So
done.
on to
Are
question
we ready
5 then,
for the-
Rafa. I think that everybody's doing a lot better than me at this. I think I need to. You need to teach me some Portuguese, Rafa.
Yeah, well, you can learn some here right now. Samantha is asking
I'm
if she can
teaching
phone
you,
a
Brummy.
friend.
You can teach me Portuguese.
Brilliant. That's a deal. Right. Question number 5. So this is an interesting one. It's actually it's very interesting. So, além da água, qual é a bebida mais consumida no Brasil? Além da água, qual é a bebida mais consumida no Brasil? Option A, cerveja. Option B, café. Option C, cachaça. Option D, vinho. So A, cerveja, B, café, C, cachaça, D, vinho. Guesses. Heidi, what do you think? What do you think the question is about?
I'm really confident on this one, and
good.
I'm
Okay.
not going to give away. I'm not going to give away what I think the question is because I don't want to ruin the surprise for others. But I am 100% certain it's D, vino. Vino.
Ooh,
Okay.
right.
Right. Okay.
And
Let's
that's
see.
just a
Let's wait and see.
complete guess.
I like the
I-
100% certainty.
Nobody agrees with me
that's
though.
it.
It's at 0%. Everybody else has gone for everything else that I haven't guessed because they clearly know I'm going to be wrong. So I've narrowed it down at least.
Brilliant.
So what do you think the question is, Rob?
Well, I can see agua, which I guess is water. Bebida, possibly baby. Consumida
Okay.
is consumed or drunk. So,
Yes.
well, what is it that babies don't drink in Brazil? So I'll probably go with.
So
It could be any
I'll
of
give
them.
you. Let me give you
Oh,
a
wait,
hint.
but-
So bebida actually stands for beverage.
Beverage. Okay.
Yeah.
So, cerveja, I think that's beer. I don't know if that's
Yes.
correct.
Okay.
Cafe,
Yeah. Cerveja.
that's got to
Yep.
be coffee.
It's
Um,
got to be coffee.
Vino sounds like surprised wine. And
Yep.
cachaça, is that chocolate?
Cachaça. Okay, so let me
Cachaça.
quickly explain what cachaça is. Cachaça is an alcoholic beverage. It's made out of sugar cane, and it's the equivalent to you see, cachaça is to Brazil like tequila is to Mexico. So people drink shots of cachaça, and it's also used to make the most popular cocktail in Brazil, which is called caipirinha. So caipirinha is basically cachaça, lime, sugar, and ice, and that's it.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's a spirit,
Right.
basically. Yeah.
So let's have a look at the
Right.
English version of the question then.
Yes.
Oh,
So
Alison got that right.
besides
Well done,
water,
Alison. Alison got that.
what is
spot
the
on in
most
chat.
consumed beverage in Brazil? Ooh. So do we take that from what you've just said, that it's the most popular? Or do they drink more coffee?
Yeah, well, it's not the most popular. It's It's the tradition. The most traditional,
traditional drink.
spirit. Yeah, it's a spirit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not the most consumed beverage in Brazil. Sorry, what was that, Heidi, about the chat?
Oh, I was just saying that Alison got it correct in the chat. So well done, Alison. So she said
We don't know the
apart
answer
from
yet.
water.
Oh,
don't know the answer yet.
No,
question
in English.
correct.
No.
Oh,
She
got the question correct.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. She
I
was able
see.
to to translate that. So besides water. Was
Oh,
most
well
consumed.
done if you translated
So
that.
well done, Alison. Well done for that.
I was
Well
looking
done,
for what
Alison.
babies don't drink.
Right. So the most consumed beverage in Brazil, behold, it's coffee. It's not beer.
Coffee.
So the second most consumed beverage in Brazil is actually coffee. More than beer, more than cachaça, more than wine, which is quite interesting. I was surprised when I found out.
How did they get on, Heidi?
lots of lots of guesses in the chat. So Mirasol said A. Oh no, and then Mirasol changed to B, and Justine said A or B. So yeah, I think people are just hedging their bets at this point.
So what we do know, what have we learned from this this question? Don't go with Heidi's guaranteed no for sure answers.
That's very true.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
I would love
Heidi
if
would
I
be
got
a
that one
real
right. I'd have been
beginner
so
of
smug.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the last one now, Rafa?
Yes, it is the last question now.
Okay,
I'll
so let's
stop.
see how we do on the last one. See if we can redeem ourselves from this abysmal
Yes.
attempts we've had
Okay,
so
I'm
far.
going to pose a challenge for this last one here to
Mhm.
both Heidi and Rob. Would you be able to read the question in Portuguese? Just read how you think it's pronounced, just to see how close you get. Let's see.
Oh,
Uh,
do you want to go
go
first,
first?
Heidi, or shall I embarrass myself first?
I'll go first. Yeah, I'll lead the way. Qual detest animais é o menor?
Wow, you did really well, Heidi. Well done.
Did I? Not
Rob,
just saying it.
Yes. Yeah.
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 What Heidi
Rob?
said.
Of course.
So,
Brilliant.
quel destes animes e o menor?
Very good. So, qual destes animais é o menor? Onça,
Okay.
baleia, camundongo, cachorro. So, option A,
why.
onça.
Camundongo just sounds so funny. I think that's such a good
I know. And you're going to be quite surprised when you find out what it means. It's so easy. Yeah.
Oh,
So, onça, baleia, camundongo, cachorro.
okay, I have
Um,
got. It's got
any
to have something to
ideas
do with
of-
animals.
Yes.
Um,
So the key words there in the question is menor. So menor is the opposite of mayor. Maybe
that's
that
really
helps.
helpful.
So
Okay.
let's see. So the first alternative, I'll translate just the
Mhm.
alternatives, not the questions, not the question yet. Okay. So
Okay.
letter A, onça stands for jaguar. Jaguar as in the animal jaguar.
Yep.
Okay, it's a Brazilian kind of jaguar. It's only found in the Brazilian tropical forest.
So, which animals
B
can you also drive?
Well,
sorry.
Yeah. Baleia stands for whale. Whale, the mammal. Camundongo, Rob, the one that you love, that's an easy
Yeah.
one. That's mouse. That's how you say mouse in
Oh,
Portuguese.
camundongo. Oh, I like that. I'll stick with that.
Camundongo.
Camundongo.
Yeah, it's a funny word. It sounds funny. And cachorro, that stands for dog. Dog. Yeah, that's how you
So
say dog in Portuguese.
Okay. So before
So-
we show the translations, I think it's got to have something
Yeah.
to do with size then, because if you've brought a whale and a mouse in, chances are it's going
Yeah.
to be something to do with size. So is menor really big or is it really small?
Yep.
So-
Mind the word menor. Menor is the key words there. It sounds like an English word, just, minor.
Well, it could sound like
menor.
minor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What is a minor?
which-
It's someone
Okay.
in size.
I'm going to look at the definite. Oh, yeah. So I'd gone the wrong
Yeah.
way. So I've just had to
Shall we
look
look
at the
at the
translation.
translation?
There it is.
There you go.
So is the smallest. I took menor to mean the biggest. So I went with whale. So,
There you go.
and of
So,
course,
Obviously.
you fooled everyone. So,
Yeah, well, people went for dog. I think the majority voted for dog, 38%, right? Yeah. So the correct answer
Absolutely.
would have been C, camundongo, little mouse. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little It's All Portuguese to Me quiz. Hope you had fun with it. I certainly did. Thank you for all the guesses. You did really well. And Heidi, Rob, well done with your Portuguese pronunciation.
I think we need a few
Thank
more
you.
lessons yet. Rob certainly needs some more.
No, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. So, guys, let us know if you're enjoying the quizzes. I mean, we occasionally put these social activities on, and the whole point of these is just to get together and feel like we're part of a family, part of a group. So that there's no real academic or structure to what we're doing, other than just having a good natter. Okay, so we're doing quite well, and you're doing some fantastic. You're doing really well on the quizzes. So we're going to try something now. We're going to have a look at what I call the study animals. Actually, I'm just noticing. Yeah, we're going to do these quite quickly. We came up with just nothing at all here that is academic or based on research. This is me sat down with ChatGPT for a couple of hours. Okay, but when we work with students, and this is all from my 20 years of being a tutor and talking with students over the years. So there is a bit of a point to this, but it's a bit of fun as well. So I've got 5 animals here that we want you to consider. And in the poll, you can choose which one you are. We're going to do this quite quickly because we're going to get back to the orc dancing as quickly as possible. But we want you to vote which of these animals best represents you. So I'll talk through them and the widget will be there. So the first of the animals is a bear. So the bear, strong and independent. They do things on their own. They rely on themselves and they're determined. But they can be stubborn and they're good at problem solving. So is that you as a student? And of course, Rafa and Heidi, I'm going to be asking you at the end, which are you? So are you a bear? So the next one, the sloth. So if you're a sloth, this is relaxed, easygoing, avoid stress, calm and content, procrastinate a lot and think around things. But they're good at coping with pressure and adapting to things. They go with the flow and they deal with things easily. And I've got to say, that's probably, I'm a bit of a sloth. Not necessarily because and I don't want you to think of that as being lazy. This is about the relaxed, slow approach to things. As you can see, me chilled in my library here. So the next one is the bee. So a student who aligns themselves with the bee, hardworking, cooperative, like to work in groups, often busy, rushing around, well organised, communicates, likes lots of feedback. Okay, is that you? Then we come on to the owl. Okay, so the owl. It's the student who's wise and curious. They like to know everything. They like to find out new things. They like to read the materials, then find out more about the materials and go and do all the optional readings and the additional readings. And they like to analyse and synthesise. And perhaps when it comes to writing assignments, you write 15 versions of it before you submit it. They're quite often perfectionists. Okay, so are you an owl? And the last one of my choices is the dolphin. And the dolphin likes a bit of fun, very creative, likes to do things in different ways, likes to see the challenge. Sometimes they can be distractive, but they're a bit impulsive, like to do things. Great at innovating and improvising. So we're going to have a look and see what you voted. But before we do that, I'm going to find out, Rafa and Heidi, which of those do you most align with? So I would be the sloth, and I think mainly from the laid-back, easygoing, doesn't let anything bother you, like lights falling on your head and things like that, and microphones blowing up. That would be me. So Heidi, you first. Which one would you be?
I'm the bear. Yeah. As soon as I heard the word stubborn and independent, I was like, yep, I know this is us as students, but yeah, that's me generally in real life as well. But yes, as a student, yes, I am stubborn, and I not necessarily isolated, but I do work very well on my own. And I'm a good problem solver. I like to think I'm a good problem solver. So I'm definitely the bear, and it looks like I'm in good company because. Oh no, it's just changed. The bear was leading the way, but it's just changed. So there we are. I put everyone
Suddenly,
off.
everybody thinks if Heidi's like that, that's not me at all.
Absolutely, it will change.
So, what about you, Rafa? Which one of those would you be?
I think I align more with an owl because
With the owl.
I'm super curious. I like to find out about stuff. I like to analyze stuff and synthesize, and I'm definitely a bit of a perfectionist, so I waste a lot of time rewriting something that is already acceptable until it gets to exactly where I want it to be and how I want it to be. So yeah, I think I'm probably more of an owl kind of student.
Brilliant. So, Heidi, what are people identifying with?
Well, leading the way, okay, it keeps changing on me all the time. It's constantly shifting and constantly changing. Okay, so at the moment we're tied between a bear and the owl. So they seem to be the most popular. Oh, and now the bear's just overtaken. So yeah, it seems to be bear and owl are the ones that people are most identifying with at the moment. So yeah, as I said, it continues to change.
Brilliant. And we appreciate you doing it. And like I say, this isn't necessarily an academic study. It's just some observations that I've made about students I've worked with. And I've seen all of these things in students over my 20 years. But there is an important message here. Don't try and force yourself to be something that you're not naturally. You've just heard, I'm one thing, Rafa's another, Heidi's another, and that's okay. You don't need to fight against your natural nature. It's useful to know how you do things and how best to cope. And one of the things we really encourage you, especially if those of you who are brand new, those of you just starting, you're going to get lots of advice and lots of tips on how to do things. Advice is really good, but you don't need to take it all. You don't need to try and apply all the advice and do everything that you're told. Try things. If they work for you, stick with them. And if they fit with your natural way of doing things, stick with them. If they don't work for you, don't panic. Don't think there's something wrong. You just haven't found the right thing yet. So try lots and lots of things. And I wish somebody had told me 30 years ago when I started studying with the OU that I didn't have to fit into a particular way of studying or doing it in a particular way, that it's okay to find my own way. Yes, you've got some things you have to do, but try things out. Look around, see what other people are doing, and find your own particular way of doing it. And that was the point of that bit of an exercise. So thank you for joining us in that. And now back to our Orc for the last of the quizzes. And we're going to probably just get through 3 of these because of time. So this is where we get to identify the data. Oh, by the way, the pictures around Dajarak are the orc versions of the study animals, just in case. So you've got the orc, bear, bee, etc. So this next game, again, we're going to use the word cloud for you to try and guess. Dajarak is going to do 3 well-known dances. You didn't think you're going to see a dancing orc tonight, did you? So 3 well-known dances, and you've got to try and predict them. Okay? So, without music, which dance is Dajarak doing? Off you go, Dajarak.
I know that one.
Okay, so we'll have a look at that. So we'll see which dance that was. Actually, yeah. Okay. And we'll see what's coming up, and then I think we'll change it for the next 2. But let's see what votes we're getting. So, Heidi, here's a question for you: did you ever do that particular dance?
Did I do it myself? No, I didn't. I didn't do the dance myself. No, definitely not. Definitely not. We've got a few people that are guessing thriller, so obviously we can see it there on the widget. But Tazzy, Natalie, Lise, Alison, they're all guessing
Yeah.
thriller. James has said Macarena, so I don't think you're quite right there, James, but good guess. And
A
Pauline has said
scary
Agadoo.
Macarena. That's what we like. Did anybody ever do it? Tell us if you ever did this at the school disco. Okay, so, and of course, the answer to that first one is thriller. Okay, so let's have a look at the second one. Okay, so the second one, off you go, Desiree.
I think James is psychic.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Predict
James
what
the
was coming
psychic.
next. Well done, James. You're ahead of the game.
All I can say is the study shack is shaking. Okay, so which one was that? And we're probably going to get 15 spellings of this. So we'll just wait and see. So did you ever do that? The disco, Heidi or Rafa?
I
Did you recognise it, Rafa? You have. Yeah. It's a wedding party favourite, that one.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. So
Lots
anybody
of
in
guessing
the
Macarena in the chat? Yeah, so we got Tazzy, Alison, Emily, James again, Pauline. They're all guessing. Jodie, Sylvie, Moira. Well done. Yeah, they're all saying Macarena.
Okay. And we're going to go for the last one then. So the last orc dance. Okay. And I'm glad I'm not doing this. Oh dear. Okay, so that's your last guess. So I'm guessing Rafa. Without saying what the answer is, you must have done that one at some point. What was that fermented sugar thing you were on about earlier? You must have done this particular dance after a few of those.
Yeah, after a few shots of cachaça, maybe, but I don't even know what that is. Sorry.
Oh, you don't know that one? I think did you recognise?
Well, it's something like is it something like South Korean or something? I think
it
it's.
Could well be.
I think I know.
Well, we don't give the answer away yet till we get the answer. We could give people enough time to answer, because I think there's a little lag for the results coming through. So let's.
In the chat, we've got people guessing. So Tazzy, Bliss, Alison, Justine, and Jodie all say Gangnam Style. Samantha says Hong Kong Style. So I think there's a slight change on it. Melissa says Gangnam Style. Mirasol. Oh, Natalie says Gangnam Style. Done it with my nieces and my daughter. And Moira says definitely post 70s. And Emily says definitely need to see that again. So, Orc, could you please repeat that for us, please?
Off you go, Desiree.
What a good sport.
Oh, right. Thank you. You've earned your dead rat now. So, brilliant. So thank you for that, and hopefully you enjoyed that bit of fun tonight. So we're just going to wind up the session tonight just with telling you a little bit about what we do here at Student Hub Live, and hopefully you'll come and see us for other sessions. So you've been through Freshers Week. Hopefully you've enjoyed the different activities and you've enjoyed the fun we've had here. But Rafa, seeing as you are Mr. Student Hub Live, and Rafa's the person that decides what we're allowed to do and tells me when I go too far, how would you sum up Student Hub Live in terms of what we do during the year? How would you sum it up briefly?
Right. So Student Hub Live is the Open University's live online interactive and inclusive channel of events for students. It's only for OU students who are currently registered. And we have events like this. It's a crazy range of events. We have social events like this one, but we also have study skills workshops. We've got live broadcasts on various topics, ranging from generative AI to effective note taking. Let me get I have a crib sheet like Rob does. So yeah. We have shows on cybersecurity, studying when English is not your first language. So these are some of the new live broadcasts we have lined up for next year. We also have lined up from March 24 to July 25. We've got 8 events for neurodivergent students and the neurodiverse community. They're open to all, but they're mainly aimed at these students. We have 8 events on support and well-being for student carers. We've got 4 events for people studying with single or multiple disabilities, all in the course of just 1 year. And we have a number of study skills workshops ranging from effective note-taking and managing your time better to resilience to really understanding questions in your assignments. I mean, it's a lot for students, a lot of options for students, and they're all free of charge and they're open to all OU students. So yeah, that's basically what we do here, and not only here on Stadium, but also on Adobe Connect, the same platform where we have the tutorials. So yeah, that's what we do. Rob is one of the presenters. We have Isabella, we have Margaret. So yeah, I could talk about this all day. I don't have all day.
We can. And we have 3 different styles. We have this sort of live broadcast style where we have Andrew and Angela looking after us, and Andrew and Angela want to know when we're going to have a seaside special, when we can take the cameras down to the coast. Great idea. We have these live broadcasts that come through like this. We have smaller broadcasts where we have guests in and we talk and we look at topics, and we have workshops which are focused on study skills. We're not specific to a faculty, so we're not subject specific. We're right across the university, though occasionally we do have faculty specific sessions. So keep your eyes open, come and join me and Heidi, and we'll with our guests, and we'll do what we can to have a good time. The socials, we're going to increase the number of socials and quizzes because it's nice just to get you there. And when we do one of the socials on Adobe Connect, you'll have the chance to join us for a class photograph. Those are brilliant, where you get the opportunity to put your webcams on and we'll have a massive photograph together. So I think there's a couple of questions come through in the chat there, Heidi.
Got some comments coming through. Yeah, so Maria said she's been sitting with headphones on laughing, and her kids and husband are looking confused. After they've looked at the screen and seen the dancing, they were even more confused. So yeah, for those joining us halfway through, they must think, what on earth? And then Lisa says, I was giggling in the kitchen the whole night. The other half popped his head in at one point because he had no idea what was happening. So it's so good to hear that we've been making people smile and laugh with today's session.
I'm studying my degree, honest. I'm studying my degree. Oh dear. So no, absolutely brilliant. So I'm just having a quick look. Yeah, so I'm just checking there were no questions that came through from Angela on the side. But yeah, so really that's where we've got to tonight. We really do appreciate you all getting involved. Hopefully you've got a lot out of Freshers Week. That's all about setting you up. Anything that you've missed, go back and check the videos. All of our sessions are recorded and you can access them. Go to Student Hub Live on the internet and you can register for, you can subscribe and get updates. We love to see you in the sessions. In the Adobe Connect sessions, we can actually get you involved in the polls and the discussions a little more. They tend to be more focused on actions that you get involved. So they're interactive workshops in that sense that we ask you questions directly, and then you get to see the the discussions going on. So there's lots of different ways that you can get involved. But keep your eyes open for the social sessions. We'll be having more of these. And once you finish tonight, we're going to give you the opportunity to fill out a feedback form. These are really important. The feedback forms are the things, I'll take my glasses off again. The feedback forms are the things that drive what we do. One of the reasons we're having these social sessions is because people said they wanted them. They said, we want more like this. We want more chance just to have fun. And we listen. So if there's something that you want more of, if there's something you want less of, tell us about it. And the feedback form is definitely the way to do it. So I'm going to give Heidi and Rafa a minute each just to sum up. Give you anything you want to say before we leave, Rafa?
Yeah, just to second what Rob said about the feedback form. I am not the one who decides what is done. It's you guys who decide what is done on Student Hub Live. So please do let us know how you feel about our events. Send us an email as well. That's studenthub@open.ac.uk. And give us feedback. We love feedback. We act on your feedback. And it's been lovely to be with you this evening. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you, Rafa, because we've managed to drag him this side of the camera. He's never been this side of the camera before. So well done.
I'm shy.
And Heidi, anything you'd like to finish off with? Any last messages?
I'm going to actually give my few seconds across to Rafa, because there's been a question in the chat. What is your favourite vegan, Brazilian, Portuguese food? And that was Emma that asked that question. And then it wasn't being answered. So I had lots of people telling me off in the chat and saying, I must put that question to you. So there you are, Rafa. What's your favourite?
Right. I happen to be vegan. And to be fair, there is something called moqueca. Which is originally done with, it's made with fish, but there is a vegan version of it with hearts of palm, which is absolutely amazing. So it's called moqueca. Spell it Moqueca. Look it up on Google. It's delicious. It's probably my favorite Brazilian vegan food. Yeah.
Oh, and we've still got time for you to comment as well, Heidi.
Oh, you want me to comment at the end? So
you don't escape just by boinging it over.
I just want to say, so I absolutely love being a co-presenter on Student Hub Live. It's such a pleasure, and it's such a delight and such an honor. I was just thinking earlier and reflecting on when we were saying about all the different sessions that we've got coming up, because there's just such an amazing choice. And I was reflecting, because I've been doing this for about a year and a half, and I was like, what are my favorite ones? And I would say just probably got the edge is all the wellbeing sessions. So I would highly recommend those. I love those because they just remind everybody that we're all in the same boat, and we're all constantly juggling things and trying to meet deadlines, whether it's studying, whether it's looking after our families. So I just wanted to make that as my final point, that all of the sessions are absolutely brilliant with Student Hub Live, but if you can make it to one of the wellbeing sessions, I would highly, highly recommend that.
Absolutely. We've got, so I don't run those, by the way. We've got two very capable people that look after those. A lot more sensible than me.
That's why they're my favourite. I don't have to work with
That's why your favourite ones. But no, I love these sessions, and Heidi does such a fantastic job keeping me in touch with everyone that's writing in. So thank you for making it all so enjoyable. And over to Dazarat just for a final wave from our guest talk today. So thank you for all your help. It's great. And no doubt we might have the two of you next time. So with a bit of luck, we'll have two orcs at the next social we do. So that's it from us tonight, guys. We really appreciate you joining us and the time that you've put in. We've had a lovely time, and normally we have to be really sensible and do lots of research. Tonight it's just been fun, kicking back and enjoying and learning about you. So we like to hear your stories. Remember Kat and the study buddies. Remember, if you want to send in a picture of your study buddy that can go onto our study buddy reel. We love seeing all of our pets and animals and food and knitted things that help us to study. So if you get a chance to send those in, do it. All the details on Student Hub Live. Remember to subscribe, and we really look forward to seeing you all again at the next session. So thanks very much, and we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.